Welcome to Smart_Traveler Memoirs. From winding roads to ancient architecture, angles shape the world we explore. Today, let's unlock the magic of angles in a simple visual way. Welcome, guys. I'm still with you guys, and therefore let's have a tutorial in mathematics, and today welcome you to understanding angles. Introduction. Angles are everywhere, from the turn of a road to the way your book opens or how your chapati slices are cut. In this vision guide, we will break down what angles are, how to measure them, and where you can spot them in the real world. Let's unlock the world of angles one turn at a time. Overview. The video would it will take between 6 to 8 minutes, and the target audience is high school students. The style is visual plus educational and real world context. And therefore, briefly, we are talking about types of angles, how to measure angles using a protractor, and real world examples of each angle. What are angles? An angle is formed when two lines, or what we call two rays, meet at a common point, and this common point is known as the vertex. The space between them is what we measure. The space between those two lines is what we measure as an angle. We usually measure angles in degrees, and a full circle as 360 degrees. Depending on how wide or narrow that space is, angles can be acute, right, obtuse, straight, reflex, or a full angle. What are angles? When two lines meet at a point, the picture you get is what we call an angle. So you can see line AB and line BC are meeting at B. At B is where we have the angle, and where those points meet, that is B, is known as a vertex. What are angles? We can have what we call a full circle, which is 360 degrees, half circle, which is 180 degrees, or quarter circle, which is 90 degrees. Types of angles. Real world examples for each angle will also be given. So we have acute angle as our first type, and this is any angle which lies between 0 and 90 degrees. And the real life example is like when you open scissors. So an acute angle is sharp and less than 90 degrees. So think of opening scissors. Right angle is exactly 90 degrees. And the real life example is like the corner of a book or the wall edges. So a right angle is exactly 90 degrees, like the corner of your notebook or the edges of most walls. Obtuse angle lies between 90 and 180 degrees. And the real world example is a randa leaning on a wall. An obtuse angle is larger than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. So you can imagine the randa leaning gently against a wall. Let's continue. Straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. For example, in life, a straight road or a bridge, a straight angle forms a straight line. That's 180 degrees. Like a perfectly flat bridge or the ruler. A leaf-rex angle lies between 180 and 360 degrees, and this is given in real life by you watching clock hands at maybe 10:10 or 4 p.m. So a leaf-rex angle is more than 180 degrees but less than 360. Look at clock hands at 10:10 or 4. The larger angle between them is leaf-rex angle. Finally, the full rotation or 360 degrees is shown in real life by a spinning wheel. Like even when the car is moving, you see, the wheel is spinning, and a full rotation or full angle brings us back to where we started. That is 360 degrees. No authorized people. All right. We have given it. Measuring angles with a protractor. To measure an angle, we use a tool called a protractor, and this is how we do it. Number one, place the center point of the protractor on the vertex. The vertex is where the lines are meeting. Number two, align one line of the angle with the baseline of the protractor. Number three, read the number where the second line crosses the scale. When measuring angles with a protractor, label inner and outer scales. Then remember, always check whether you are using the inner or the outer scale depending on the direction of the angle. Measuring an acute and obtuse angle on paper. Let's measure this acute angle, that is 40 degrees for our practice, and this one 130 degrees, which is obtuse, and then give us the feedback in the comments section. So in our maths tutorial, I will demonstrate measuring angles with a protractor. This is my protractor. This is what is called a protractor. This gadget is called a protractor. A protractor, sorry, has got angles on your left. You have angles from 0 to 180 degrees, 0 to 180 degrees, and on your right, you have also angles between 0 to 180 degrees. So, the direction of the angle is the one which will suggest which part of the protractor you are going to use. Whether you are going to use the outer measurements or you are going to use the inner measurements. So the outer measurements move from left to right, and the inner measurements move from right to left. So, before you use the protractor, always check whether you are using the inner or the outer scale, depending on the direction of the angle. Measuring an acute and an obtuse angle on paper is what we are going to demonstrate with, and we'll measure the acute angle 40 degrees and the obtuse angle 130 degrees. So these are the angles we are going to use to demonstrate. So welcome. Place the center point of the protractor. Place the center point of the protractor. This is the center point on the vertex. The vertex is where the two lines meet. So you place it there. Align one line of the angle with the baseline of the protractor. So this line BC is the one I align with the baseline of the protractor. The baseline is here. It's written 0. And then you read the number where the second line crosses. So you read the number where the baseline crosses, and the baseline is crossing at 40 degrees. So I'm reading 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees. So that angle is 40 degrees. That is an acute angle. For the obtuse angle, again, I do the same. I place the baseline along the line EF, with the line EF. And then I read the angle from 0 to 130. So the angle is 130 degrees. So this angle is obtuse. This angle is obtuse, or this angle is acute. This angle here is acute. It is 40 degrees. And this angle here, which is obtuse, is 130 degrees. Remember, I used the ruler to draw the lines. So, finally, angles in real life. From daily life, you have doors opening, road turns, and even sports. For example, driving, road turns form different angles. Gentle curves are obtuse, sharp turns are acute. In sports, angles in basketball shots or gymnasts pose, those people who do gymnastics. In architecture, we have the roofs where we have triangles. And then window corners are right angles. In technology, your laptop screen, when open, forms an obtuse angle, like the laptop I'm using now. Therefore, angles are not just for geometry class. They help engineers design bridges, athletes hit better shots, and artists to draw perspectives.
Kama unatoka town unataka kuja na hiyo ya hii ya juu unapita chini unapita na hiyo. Okay.
A junction. I don't know what we call here because I don't have people to guide me. But it's like a roundabout. Hii stage inaitwa nini? This is stage. Mikidani. Okay. So this is Mikidani stage. So, next time you open a book or slice a pizza or chapati, or look at a building, remember you are looking at angles in action. To recap, acute angle is a sharp and less than 90 degrees. Light angle is perfect 90 degrees. obtuse angle between 90 degrees and 180 degrees, straight, flat at 180 degrees, reflex greater than 180 degrees, and full. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, next time you open a book or slice a pizza or chapati or look at a building, remember you are looking at angles in action. And to recap, an acute angle is sharp and less than 90 degrees. A right angle is a perfect 90 degrees, or it is exactly 90 degrees. Obtuse angle is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. And straight angle is flat at 180 degrees. Reflex angle is greater than 180 degrees. And a full angle is a complete 360 degrees, or what we call a circle. Thanks for watching, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Where do you spot angles in your daily life? Give as many comments as possible, guys.